Hey guys, this is Zebra Girl. As you can tell, my throat is better, so I'll be able to do some reading soon. Um, okay. Today I'm bringing you an introduction of another story I've been working on. I've stopped it for a couple of days because I've been working on some other things and it's made me put on hold this story. I'm halfway through of chapter 2 at the moment, but I haven't finished it, so I'm only going to read chapter 1 for now. So this is just going to be an introduction. I'm not going to do any more readings of this either until the story is finished or until I do chapter 2 and I'll be able to do that. But I'm only doing this one so it can so it's something a little bit different to Static and Love, which I will be bringing soon. It's just my voice is still cracky. So, because of how long it is, it might give some pressure onto my voice. So this is Steven Universe, New Gem on the Block, Chapter 1, Goodbye Steven. The Gems and Steven got back from another mission of trying to find Jasper, but no luck. Pearl shouted, "How are we going to find Jasper like this?" Then Garnet said, "We must keep looking for her. Steven, you must stay here. You need rest." "But I want to help." "No, Steven, you must stay here and rest." Garnet, Pearl and Amethyst then left. Steven then walked outside to see Connie on the beach. He smiled and ran to her. "Connie, hi!" But she didn't answer. So he walked over to her and sat down next to her. "Connie?" She turns to Steven with tears in her eyes. "Connie, what's wrong?" She hugged him and began to sob into his shoulder. "Connie, tell me what's wrong." She looked at him. "I'm leaving, Steven." "Leaving?" "We're moving from Beach City. Tears started to form in Steven's eyes. "Why didn't you tell me before?" "'Cause I didn't want to hurt you. And I came to say goodbye." Steven looks at Connie. "When are you going, Connie?" "I'm leaving tonight, so that's why I'm here. I wanted to hang out with my best friend." Steven laughs with a tear in his eye. "So, what do you want to do, Steven? If it's your last day, how about we fuse, for old time's sake?" Connie smiles. "Yeah, that would be nice." They both stood up and grabbed each other's hands, and they began to dance. And with that, they fused into Stefani. They stood there and watched the sea, swam in it, and even got donuts. But not even they could make Stefani smile. After finishing them, they walked back to their house and climbed up the mountain. They sat at the top and looked at the sea, and they smiled as the sun began to set. They stood up, backed up, and ran to the edge of the cliff and jumped off into the sea. As soon as they hit the water, they slowly began to sink through the water. They bubbled ahead so they were able to swim deeper into the ocean. Many coloured fish passed them and swam around them. They began to laugh as the fish began to kiss their skin, and it tickled them. They shivered as it again tickled, and the fins passed them. They looked up to see the stars coming out, so they swam to the top of the ocean and swam to the sand, only to see Connie's parents. They ran quickly behind the mountain. They breathed out and unfused. Connie and Steven looked at each other and smiled. "When I have time, Steven, I'll come back and see you. And we could always talk on our phones. Connie, today was amazing." And before he could speak another word, Connie leaned in and kissed him on the lips, only to quickly pull back. "Goodbye, Steven." "Goodbye, Connie." She ran to her parents and they walked off, only to look back and he had tears in his eyes. He ran to the house as quickly as he could while crying, As soon as he got into the house, he went to his room and held his pillow and sobbed into it. Then the portal opened, with Lapis and Paradot along with everyone else. Paradot said, "We've looked everywhere for Jasper, and no—" She was cut off by the sound of Stephen sobbing. Lapis walked to Stephen's room and saw him. "Stephen?" He turned around, still in tears. "Lapis!" He quickly got off the bed and hugged her. She didn't hug him at first, but after she'd seen the tears in his eyes, he gave him a hug to comfort him. Paradot also went to Stephen's room. "So, what's wrong with him?" Lapis replied, "I'm not sure, but hugging him is making him feel better." Then Paradot said, "Stephen, what's wrong?" He turns his head a bit and says, "Connie, it's gone." Lapis continued to hug Stephen until he stopped crying. Pearl, Garnet, and Amethyst. Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst slowly made their way to Stephen's room. Amethyst then said, "Whoa, little man, what's wrong?" He didn't answer. Then Pearl said, "Stephen, please tell us what's wrong." He again didn't answer. Then Garnet walked up to him, placed her hand on his cheek. "Tell me, Stephen." Stephen looked at Garnet. "Connie moved away. I'm never going to see her again." Stephen was about to cry when Garnet wiped away his tears. "I know how you feel. I know how you feel, Stephen. Really, I do. When we were with Rose, Ruby and Sapphire wouldn't fuse sometimes, and one time they got into an argument and Ruby ran away, and Sapphire became sorry, I can't pronounce the word. Sapphire became devastated like you, but Ruby came back. But Connie isn't coming back. She will come back, Stephen. One day, she will return." Stephen smiled and hugged Garnet. Then Pearl, Amethyst, Lapis, and even Paradot joined in on the hug to make him feel better. "You guys are the best, so thank you." Then Pearl said, "We all love you, Stephen." After everyone comforted Stephen, they all left for another mission of finding Jasper, apart from Paradot. "Hey! Why don't I come in on this mission?" Then Lapis said, "'Cause you'll just get in the way." "I would not!" Then Amethyst said with a smile, "You're not really that strong anyway." Then Pearl giggled as the portal took them somewhere else. "I am strong." Stephen giggled. "When you got technology on your side, that's when you're strong." "Thanks." Paradot made her way to Stephen's bed. "Why did you get upset about your friend when your friend left?" "Because she was my best friend. Like if you or any of the crystal gems went away, I'd be very upset." Paradot scoffs. "Ha! Yeah, right. If I went missing, everyone would be super happy." "Well, I wouldn't." "Really?" "Yeah, really. You're one of my friends, Paradot. And I would search for you like I would search for any of the gems if they went missing. You are all my friends." "I'm your friend?" "Yes." Stephen hugged Paradot to show his friendship. Okay, that was chapter 1 of Steven Universe, New Gem on the Block. And that was just chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed. I'm not going to be doing another chapter of this story, not until I've either finished Static and Love, and after that I'll be going on to my new story. But during that new story, when I finished it, I'll be working to return this story. So I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and comment down below if you liked it. And I'll see you guys in the next reading, or even gaming. Bye!